Hey everyone, I wanted to share with you a quick video and show you how I've anchored down my Rogue SM1 squat stands. So I purchased these squat stands versus a traditional power rack because they take up less space. I don't have a whole lot of room down here in my basement. The ceilings aren't very high, so the squat stands were a better option for me. You can see they're not very tall. They don't take up a ton of space, and they're still very sturdy, and it's still a very great product. I definitely am glad I went with the squat stands versus the power rack. I can do everything that you can do in a power rack versus minus maybe pull-ups. But the one thing that I also cannot do if it's not anchored down is attach bands, and I do like to squat with bands. So I learned that out the hard way without thinking. I attached some light bands to the bottom of the squat rack, and when you walk it out, the squat rack will basically flip over on you. And luckily I didn't get hurt, but I should have thought about that before I tried it. So I did want to come up with a way to anchor down the rack so I could use bands. I contacted Rogue to see if they made an anchor kit like they do for their Monster Light products, but they don't for the Monster line. And I searched online for some kind of bracket that would fit, but the 3" by 3" tubing on the Monster line is pretty big, and the 1" hole space, or the 1" holes on the rack as well, that's pretty big. So it's hard to find any type of bracket that you could, just put right onto the bottom of the rack and drill it into the ground. So what I did find were these 3" by 3" deck post ties. So what those are made for are really just to anchor down a post on a deck or a porch, but I came across those and I thought they might work pretty well, and they actually fit perfectly on the kind of those bumpers on the ends of the rack here. So I bought 4 of them, and I put one on each end, and I just have 2" lag bolts going into the ground with a spacer in between, and I have those drilled into my platform here. So my platform is just 2 3/4" pieces of plywood and then a 3/4" piece of horse stall mat there. So I didn't drill them directly into the ground. I do have some cracks in the concrete already. I didn't want to do that, so I drilled them into the platform. So I've anchored down my rack with those, and now I should be able to attach bands. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a try, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I'm going to use the thickest bands that I have to really test this thing out. We'll see how good it works. I have these black Rogue bands, so these things are pretty heavy duty. I'm going to attach them to the rack, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so that worked pretty damn good. That rack didn't move at all, it didn't budge, and those are some pretty heavy duty bands. So if you're interested in bolting your squat stands down, the SM1 squat stand, look into a 3 by 3" deck post tie, and that should get the job done. Thanks.